Hi all, just want to do another quick rant if you don't mind. In a previous video I talked about the reptilian thing, that the elite in the world, our leaders, the elite, the billionaires, the corporations, the war makers, the warmongers, all these evil people in the world certainly act like reptilians, like cold-blooded reptiles. You have to be a cold-blooded reptile to do all that crap, to run banks, to suck money out of people, to charge interest and make people go broke, to just use people, exploit people, imperialism, bombing, wars, selling weapons, making weapons, all this sort of stuff. Our elite, the queen who sits on a throne, on $1 million throne, and talks about poverty when she's wearing jewels stolen from other countries and stuff like that. They certainly act like reptiles, and it's not about being reptilians, they act like reptiles. But I started that video talking about zombies. Just want to talk about that. The world's full of zombies. You got to understand, you go out into society, most people are zombies, brainwashed zombies. Now, in every office I've worked at, most people are zombies. You can't have a normal conversation with most people that I've ever worked with in the office. For some reason, most workers in the office tend to be zombies. They're going to be talking about their football, Game of Thrones, movies, all this fake crap that's designed by the elite and the corporations to distract us from the real events, from what's actually going on. And if you say anything that goes against the agenda, anything against the corporate, the global agenda that they've all been fed and brainwashed, you look like a crazy person. When you're the sane person, they're the brainwashed crazy people. They're all fed. They all watch the corporate news, the TV. They're all watching their fake TV shows or the fake news, reading the fake newspapers, all owned by, 6 corporations run the world, the media in the world today. There's many different small newspapers, but it's mainly 6 corporations. It used to be, if you go back 100 years, there were hundreds, thousands of individual independent newspapers and so forth, but now it's 6 corporations. These people at work, anywhere in society, are just fed. They live in a matrix. They live in a fake matrix because the world is fake. Everything's fake. There's fake news. Everything's fake. And as soon as you try to be real, you keep it real, you're the crazy person when they're the crazy people. They're the brainwashed people. You look crazy if you just buck the system. If you want to buck the agenda, all the agendas, the global warming, climate change, the transgender, the fake news, going to war, just all the agendas that people just order. Trump is bad and should be impeached. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister, is a buffoon and an idiot. Brexit's bad. The EU is good. The only reason people believe this is because they're told by the media. You're told. And you just believe these things. Syria's bad. America's good. Trump's bad. The liberal media pushes all these agendas and everyone's a zombie. Everyone's a TV zombie, alcohol, coffee zombie, a sports zombie, football zombie. They just go to their coffee shops, restaurants, sit in the bars, pour chemicals down their throat, alcohol, coffee, you name it, enrich the corporations, throw their hard-earned money to enrich corporations buying their alcohol, coffee, food you don't need, processed food, all this sort of stuff in restaurants, cafes, anywhere, and they just become zombies. They're pumped full of chemicals, whether it's sprayed on us or in our food and so forth. They just believe anything on TV, anything they read, the agendas. But it's natural. It's natural for people to do that. But if you want to wake up, like me, I've taught myself to be immune. It's taken decades to be immune, and I'm immune. I'm now free. My mind's free, and I can see that climate change is a fraud, a hoax. Global warming is natural. It's been going on for billions of years. I can see, I don't necessarily support Trump, but the people just automatically just believe the media. Trump bad, Boris is bad, all these things people just believe, and the world's full of zombies. And like I said, in every office I've worked in, most people you can't have a normal conversation. You can't be a real person. Because the world's fake, you can't be a real person. Everything's fake. They just want to watch Hollywood movies, which is fake. All these Justice League movies that, like, I can't believe, like, a 10-year-old. I can understand a 10-year-old sort of, believe in or like in these movies, but for adults to fall for these movies, I just can't believe it. This Hollywood crap, the propaganda, it's just all fake. Everyone's a zombie. And the thing is, zombies can smell non-zombies. You've seen the movies where the zombies come after you and so forth. That's what happens in real life. If you're a real person, they can smell you and they just look at you. You try to make a real comment against the agendas and they just look at you. Because they can smell. You can't be real in this day and age. You have to be fake. Even women are fake. They've got fake asses, fake makeup, fake lips, all this stuff they do to their fake boobs, all this sort of stuff. Like, nothing seems to be real. But if you're real, you're not a zombie, you want to keep it real, you have opinions. Everyone's triggered these days. Everyone gets offended. That's why there's hate speech. And everyone's labelled as well. Everyone's labelled. You're an Islamophobe if you question all this immigration. You're a racist. You're a right-wing racist, and you're a Nazi if you just question all this crap going on. You've got to support open borders, immigrants, multicultural societies. You just have to accept everything, otherwise you're labelled. You're an Islamophobe, homophobe. I've never hated gay people in my life, but if you just question this in-your-face transgender, the gay agenda in your face, you become a homophobe. Even though I've never had an issue with gay people, that's fine, but why is it in our face all the time? But if you just question what's going on, drag queens going to schools now to teach kids. 5-year-old kids are allowed to select their sex. There are 20 sexes now. And everything's also turned around, upside down. Everything's reversed in today's world. Western leaders talk about peace, but always go to war. So peace equals war. War equals peace. Freedom of speech. There is no freedom of speech now. It's been destroyed. You're banned from Facebook. There's hate crimes, hate speech. There's laws now against, even talking again, anti-Semitism. You can't criticise Israel, otherwise you're shut down now by all these laws. You can't say anything. You're labelled. There's laws now. Freedom of speech is destroyed, even though people think we're free. That's why you're zombies. The zombies think we're free. The politicians talk about freedom of speech when we are a police state. When we've become a police state, they talk about peace when we always bomb countries and go to war. Everything's turned around, like marriage. Marriage is now same-sex marriage. Everything's upside down. Everyone's got to be gay. Everyone's got to accept the gay agenda, the transgender agenda, all these things. You can't keep it real. People look at you like you're a crazy person if you raise conspiracies, all these things are going on. This is one reason I retired once, but I've had to go back to work. I've had to go back to the office and see these zombies. Anyway, this video is getting too long. I can talk all day about it, but try to keep it real. Try not to get brainwashed by the corporate media, the corporate lies, the fake news, the fake media. Everyone's been brainwashed. Stop the chemicals. Stop drinking your alcohol and coffee. Try to free your mind from the chemicals, because that's affecting us. That's making us zombies. All these chemicals, it's making us sick as well. Cancer's getting worse and worse. Children are getting sicker. All this autism, ADHD, it's all the chemicals and crap. We are being fed chemicals, fed lies to dumb us down, to make us zombies so we don't protest. As long as we are distracted by football and movies, we're not going to think about the real issues, which are the corporate reptilians controlling our lives, going to war. We're going to watch Justice League and Seinfeld, but don't care about Yemen being bombed, Syria, American wars, you name it. It's all going on. Keep it real, people, and don't be a zombie.